How often should I be contacting the people on my list? I'm really worried about bombarding them with stuff.
Well, that's the question that we'll be answering on this week's episode of Ask Emma and Tim. So stay with us.
Welcome to Ask Emma and Tim, the show that's dedicated to British advice professionals who want to break through the time for money trap.
And this week's question about how often do I contact my list is a real hot potato because, you know, we're quite reserved in this country and we worry, I think, about really overdoing it and contacting people far too often. But, you know, one thing we've got to remember for kickoff is that the people on your list have put their hands up and said, I'm interested in what you've got. So please just remember that. And it is our job to keep in contact with them. It is not their job to keep in contact with you. So please just remember that. And I want to just also mention that, remember that these people have come to you because they have a certain problem or they're interested in a certain thing. So they put their hand up, they, not literally, metaphorically put their hand up. They type in their name and email address and say, yes, please send me your free stuff. And then just imagine that you don't do any follow-up. And they wait, and then you suddenly think, oh my God, I'm gonna send them a newsletter, and it's a month later. By that time, let me tell you, they will have forgotten that you ever sent them anything in the first place and that they subscribe to your list. And so what happens is that they then report you for spam, which is not ideal. You do not want that. Now, if you send them consistent messages throughout, you know, once a week, then they will remember that it was you. So don't leave it too long before you contact them once they have put their hand up. That's a really important point.
And it's also important to think about what you send them. Well, one thing not to do is sell every time you send them an email or any kind of communication to them. Because you know only too well how fed up you get. And what do? You unsubscribe immediately. I'm sick of this. I don't want to hear anymore. I do not want to be sold to, but I do want a relationship. I do like to hear from you because I did, after all, say I'm interested in you. Make sure they get relevant, useful information that's of value to them and they can use in their business or to help them with whatever issue it is that you, at the end of it all, can help them with and help to solve. So do those things, and as Emma said earlier, be consistent. And weekly is fine. And hey, listen to this. I know what you're going to say. What happens when people have unsubscribed? This is a horror story. Actually, it's not. It's the best news in the world. Because if you are truly doing the things that are good for the customer and you're doing it on a consistent and regular basis and people unsubscribe, it means that you are, in the phrase that we often use, cleaning your list. What that means is the people who remain are the people who are really, truly interested in you. Thank heavens that lot unsubscribed, because they would never have bought anything anyway.
Yes, you see, we quite often want everybody to like us, but you know, that's never going to happen. So we need to actually get over the fact that people unsubscribe and be pleased about it, because not everybody will like you and we just have to get over it. So go ahead, email your list with really great and valuable content, things that will help them, things that are relevant to them, things that are pertinent to them, and do it with your humour and in your own voice. And if you do that, the people that are really right to work with you will work with you. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please press the like button and share it with anyone who you think would benefit. And we also want to hear your comments about what really maybe even irritates you about emails, and what you find really good, and who maybe you find really useful, and how many times they give out content. So it's always good to have comparisons. So please share any and all information underneath in the comments box, and we will see you next time. If you're ready to break the time for money trap, visit www.ipacademy.co.uk and sign up for a month's free membership of our Information Product Academy.
And when you do, you'll get immediate access to all the recordings and transcripts from our recent masterclass series, where we interviewed 10 internationally famous information experts who shared their best content with us.